Hi friends, thank you for watching this video. Today we want to solve simultaneous equation involving one linear and one quadratic equation. So the question we're going to be solving two questions. One of the questions we're solving is what you're seeing on the screen right now, and it says x squared plus y squared is equal to 17, then y minus x is equal to 5. Now the x squared plus y squared equal to 17 is the quadratic aspect, while the y minus x is the linear equation. So one quadratic and one linear equation. So from here what we're going to do is we're going to make y the subject in equation 2. We're going to make y the subject in equation 2. So by doing that, making y the subject in equation 2, we're going to have y equal to 5 plus x. So that means we are using substitution method. I've made a video on substitution method. You can check my profile to see the video of simultaneous equation using substitution method. So now we're going to substitute 5 plus x for y in equation 1. Like I mentioned in the first video, in the video of substitution, if you make a particular unknown the subject in an equation, you substitute it in the next equation. Don't substitute it in the same equation. So since we made it the subject in equation 2, we're going to substitute it in equation 1. So we are substituting x plus 5 for y in equation 1. So what do we have in equation 1? In equation 1 we have x squared plus, now instead of y we want to put 5 plus x, and don't forget that our y has a square. We are only substituting the y, so that means the square still remains equal to 17. So here we're going to expand this. Expansion of brackets. I've also made a video on expansion of brackets. If you don't really understand how to expand brackets, you can also check my profile for quadratic equation, expansion of brackets under quadratic equation, expansion of brackets under quadratic equation. You'll see it there. So if we expand this, we're going to have x squared plus 10x plus 25 equal to 17. That's the expanded form of this. So give us x squared plus 10x plus 25. So we're going to simplify. X squared plus x squared will give us 2x squared. Then 10x stands alone, no like terms. Then because in quadratic equation our equation must be equal to 0, so we have 25. We are bringing in the 17, so that will give us negative 17 equal to 0. So what we did was to take this 17, we took it in here. So crossing the equality sign, the positive sign will change to negative, and this will give us 2x squared plus 10x plus 8 equal to 0. Now this is a standard quadratic equation, so we're going to solve this quadratic equation using factorization method, and that means we're going to first of all use the coefficient of x squared to multiply the constant here, 8. That's 2 times 8 will give us 16. That's positive 16. So we're going to look for two factors that the product will give us 16, then the sum will give us 10x. So the two factors are positive 8 and positive 2, because positive times positive will give us positive. 2 times 8 will give us 16, then 8 plus 2 will give us 10. So we're going to replace this 10x with the two factors. So that will give us 2x squared plus 2x plus 8x plus 8 equal to 0. So we're going to bracket this in 2's. So what's common here? 2x is common. So we are left with x plus 1. So plus 8 is common here. We are left with x plus 1. Now, like I mentioned in the video of quadratic equation, I said when you get to this spot, this bracket, what you have in this bracket must be the same as what you have in this bracket. That shows you are on the right track. Without forcing it, the two brackets must be the same, which we have actually experienced here. So this will give us the two numbers outside the bracket. We have 2x plus 8 equal to 0. Then we also have x plus 1 equal to 0. Remember, we are looking for the value of x, so we have to take the 8 to the other side. That will give us negative 8. Then we divide both sides by the coefficient of x, which is 2. So 2 will cancel out 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So that means our x is equal to negative 4. That's one value for x. So on this other side, where we have x plus 1, the 1 will go to the other side and give us negative 1. So our x is equal to negative 4 or negative 1. Negative 4 or negative 1. So now let's solve on. So right now that we have gotten the value of x, so we're going to substitute each of these value for x in any of these equations. But it's better we use equation 2. We can also do equation 1, but it's better we make use of equation 2. So in equation 2, what do we have? We have y minus x. So minus x, our x is what? Negative 4 equal to what? 5. So that will give us y minus times minus will give us plus. Plus 4 equals 5. So when we make y the subject, we have y equal to 5 minus 4. So y is equal to 1. So that means when x is negative 4, y is equal to 1. So let's do the other one. We are substituting negative 1 for x in that same equation 2. So we have y minus 1 equals 5. So that will give us y plus 1 equals 5. So that will give us y equal to 5 minus 1. So our y is equal to 4. So that means when y is 4, x is negative 1. So we have gotten the two values of x and the two values of y. So the second question now. Second question. This is the second question. Xy equal 12, then 2y minus x equal 5. Let's tag this equation 1 and this equation 2. So we're going to make x the subject here. We want to make x the subject in equation 2. It is always easier to make x the subject in the linear equation you have in the two equations. In the two equations, one will be quadratic and the other one will be linear. So you can always make any of the unknown the subjects in the linear equation. So we are making x the subject. By doing that, we're going to have x equal to 2y minus 5. So we're going to substitute this in equation 1. Since we made it the subject in equation 2, we substitute it in equation 1. So instead of x, we want to put 2y minus 5 in the bracket. So we have replaced x with 2y minus 5. So this will give us 2y squared minus 5y equal to 12. So our equation should be equal to 0. So that will give us 2y squared minus 5y minus 12 equal to 0. So now we have a standard quadratic equation like we did in the first example. So before we can find the factors, since the coefficient of y here is greater than 1, so we're going to multiply it by the constant. So that will give us 2 times 12 will give us negative 24. So we are looking for two factors that the product will give us 24 and the sum will give us negative 5. So the two factors are positive 3x and negative 8. So if you do plus times minus will give you minus, 3 times 8 will give you 24, then plus 3 minus 8 will give you minus 5. So you can, I used x with, it can be y. Okay, so we're going to replace this 5y, negative 5y, with these two factors. So that we're going to have 2y squared minus or plus 3x or 3y, I mean, then minus 8y minus 12. We're not going to make use of the 24. The only thing we did with the 24 was to use it to get the factors. So we're not bringing it into the equation. So now that we have 4 elements, we can bracket all the elements in 2's. Then what's common here? Y is common. So we're going to have 2y left plus 3. So we're bringing out negative, then also we're bringing out 4. The highest common factor of 8 and 12 is 4. So we're going to be left with 2y plus 3 equal to 0. So like we did in the previous example, we are going to, the one outside the bracket will form a single bracket. That's y minus 4 will form a single bracket equal to 0. Then 2y plus 3 will also be equal to 0. So this will give us y equal to positive 4, and this will give us 2y equal to negative 3. Then if we now divide both sides by 2, so this will cancel this, so our y is equal to negative 3 over 2. So we have gotten the two values of y now. Y is 4 and y is this. So we can now go back to the equation to substitute. So let's still use equation. Okay, we can use equation. Let's use equation 1 this time around. So when y is 4, so we are substituting 4 for y in equation 1. So equation 1 we have xy equals 12. So y is 4, that's 4x equals 12. So if we divide both sides by 4, then our x will be equal to 3. So when y is 4, x is 3. So we can also check the other one. When y is equal to negative 3 of 2, so that means we're going to have negative 3 over 2, then x equals 12. So we're going to divide both sides by negative 3 over 2. So that will give us x equals 12 divided by negative 3 over 2. So that will give us x equal to 12 times negative 2 over 3. So 3 will cancel this 12 to give us 4. Then 4 times negative 2 will give us negative 8. Then x will be equal to negative 8. So you can see we have gotten the two values of x and the two values of y. When x is 4, y is 3. When x is negative 3 over 2, y is negative 8. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're able to get the point. Please, I beg of you, try and subscribe to my channel so that you can always get more of this video anytime we upload the video. And also remember to click on the notification button so that you can also be notified as soon as a video is being uploaded. Thank you once again for watching. See you in my next video.